Quatre Soeurs, Petit Sables, BambourVirieux, Inhabitants, Bois de Amourettes, Old Grand Port and Rivière de Créoles, situated in the southeast, are among the poorest villages of Mauritius. Artisanal fishers are facing much difficulties to earn a decent living as the fish stocks dwindle on account of overfishing and pollution. Crops and vegetables, which are the main source of incomes for agricultural communities, are increasingly being affected by climate change and sea level rise. Others, who depend on small businesses, are also striving to make both ends meet. The MV Wakasio oil spill incidents in July 2020 off Point Destiny has worsened their conditions. The MITSUI O.S.K line Ltd established a charitable fund in 2021 to provide support and assistance to the villagers, to address the environmental impacts of the oil spill and improve their living conditions. In October 2021, MOL launched a call for proposals inviting project proposals on 10 specific environmental and societal themes. ADD decided to prepare and submit a project proposal. To start the process, a consultative meeting was organized with the president of the District Council of Grand Port and president of the villagers, to identify the needs and priorities that should be addressed to improve the socio-economic status of the villagers, and protect the environment. This was followed by several consultative meetings with the inhabitants and NGOs. The outcomes were integrated in a project. ADD's development project was one of the proposals selected among the nearly 140 submissions received by MOL. The contract was signed during a ceremony held on December 20, 2021 at Riviere. It was attended by the Japanese ambassador, MOL officers, and representatives of all the beneficiaries. Implementation started on January 1, 2022.
De notre premier programme de MOL Charitable Trust à Maurice. Le programme lui-même dans 3 volets. Premier volet, c'est formation habitants du Sud-Est dans le domaine de écobag et pâtisserie. Deuxième volet, c'est intéresse habitants dans le domaine de jardinage et faire un petit jardin dans la cour avec ce cas plante, légumes, petites épices servies presque tous les jours. Et troisième volet, c'est sensibilise habitants dans le domaine de l'environnement social afin que ce cas prenne part dans la protection de l'environnement.
The first activity was a consultation meeting with the Small and Medium Enterprise Mauritius to discuss training courses available on eco-bags, cookery, and pastry. The first course to be organized was on eco-bags starting on May 18 at Petit Bel Air once a week for 12 weeks. 11 inhabitants from Bois de Amourettes Village Council area, Inhabitants, Providence, benefited from the program. As the course progressed, the trainees learned very quickly how to make colorful decorative bags. A sample was given to MOL to be taken to Japan and offered as gift to the donor agency. At the end, a certificate was awarded to each trainee. The first step to promote collaboration and entrepreneurship among the villagers was the setting up of the Small Businesses Cooperative Society. The Ministry of Cooperative made several presentations on how to do business. Mrs. Tilak graciously offered to accommodate 5 sewing machines in a newly built extension of her house.
Nous les là avec EcoBag, ça aide madame dans l'endroit pour nous capables comme si produire nous un propre produit comme EcoBag, nous capables mettre le marché vu que nous l'endroit Bois des Amourettes Providence en janvier c'est un endroit vulnérable et madame ici je préfère cette grande profession c'est pêcheur et vraiment il y a beaucoup de femmes au foyer c'est pourquoi comme si nous coopératives capables d'aider madame aussi pour être capable de produire ce ça à travers coopérative de la cette métier au marché c'est capable de gagner ce revenu avec je connais un travail aussi pour ça.
A course to develop skill in pastry making was organized in May 2022 in parallel at Bel Air SME branch. 7 inhabitants from Inhabitants and Bois des Amourettes and 5 from Quatre Soeurs benefited from the course. They learned very quickly, and the cakes prepared were of high standard and comparable to those on sale in the market. At the end of the course, a practical session was held and certificates were awarded to successful candidates. A second batch on pastry was organized at Bel Air for 12 inhabitants of Rivière de Créoles for 12 weeks. as from January 18, 2023.
Madame, surtout je connais puis, mais je pratique ma technique exacte et commence à y un ingrédient spécifique. Avec le cours, je suis bénéficier d'être coach par un chef et je finis apprendre beaucoup de techniques et beaucoup de nouveaux gâteaux que je suis capable de self-sufficient et ouvrir de propre petit business parce qu'il nous connaît dans la région de Rivière et Créoles, pénètre pâtisserie en tant que telle. Et là, pour le moment, je peux gagner tout mon skill et de knowledge pour faire ce même gâteau et surtout pour faire ça avec la communauté à Rivière des Créoles.
In parallel to the eco-bags and pastry courses, a survey was made among inhabitants of Quatre Soeurs, Once Jonchi, and Bois des Amourettes who have shown interest in backyard and roof gardening. Soil, manure, seeds, and containers were then provided according to their needs. About 30 families from Quatre Soeurs, Bois des Amourettes, Once Jonchi, and Providence benefited this program. On the community awareness component, ADD invested considerable efforts. 2 cleanup programs were organized on June 5 at Riviere de Creoles, on the occasion of the World Environment Day 2022, and on July 30 at Once Jonchi, Bois des Amourettes. Prior to the cleanup, a PowerPoint presentation on the importance of mangroves and a clip on mangroves with interviews from inhabitants of Le Morne and Case Noyle and a song on climate change were shown. Many NGOs and organizations including Rotaract Club of Flack, New Invaders Club, An Angel and the Inhabitants participated in the cleanup. The cleanup at Once Jonchi saw the participation of the Ambassador of Japan and a Japanese delegation. On October 15 a breast cancer screening program was organized at Riviere de Créoles with resource persons from Link to Life Cancer Support Center. Inhabitants from Riviere de Créoles and surrounding villages benefited from it. With regards to awareness raising in schools on environmental themes, a sensitization program was implemented at the government schools of Quatre Soeurs, Quatre Sables, Bois des Amourettes and Riviere de Créoles and St. Cecile Roman Catholic Aided School with presentation on climate change, mangroves and wastes for grades 4, 5 and 6. The presentation focused on the causes of climate change and what school children should do at their level to contribute to combat climate change and reduce wastes. Emphasis was also placed on the importance of mangroves, which are 5 times more effective in sequestrating carbon than terrestrial forest. After the presentation at Riviere de Créoles Government School, the children proceeded to school garden where children planted some endemic, medicinal and decorative seedlings. Vegetable seeds and compost were also offered to the school. The school program at the 5 schools have created great impacts on the children. They are now determined to become eco-citizens and eco-warriors and spread the message to their sisters, brothers and parents and other friends to save planet Earth from the impacts of climate change. The MOL program has provided immense assistance to the inhabitants of the villages in the southeast to improve their living status and make them more conscious to participate in protecting the environment. However, there is still much to be done. It is hoped that future opportunities would be forthcoming and the program is replicated in other villages, in which has not been covered.